Oh, hi guys, welcome to my next video tutorial of Java programming language. Let's start the next to some basics on the importance questions of the Java programming language. First of all, my first question is, what do you mean by class? What do we mean by class? When we are programming in Java in Visual Studio Code, we must have to define some classes of programming. Then here we will understand what is the class. In When we are in our colleges, there are the similar type of students in a room, and the similar type of students, the group of that students is known as the class of that course is known as class. So it is similar as the students groups is known as the students class, and here in Java programming the objects groups is known as the class. As definition say that a class is a template of multiple objects with similar features. This is the remember words of the similar features. When we are in a college, there are the same class boys in our group, and the same type of uniforms, and many other same type of subjects they read, and then we call them that it is a class. So this is the similar as the class, that class. A class is a temple of the multiple objects with similar features. Classes embody all the features of particular set of objects. It's mean every object have the same feature, one to all. If one object have the tall feature, then everyone have the tall feature. This is known as the class. Do you understand? Okay. Next, we are going write the concept of instance of class. Instance of class definition is an instance of class is another thing of word for the actual objects. If we say that any other words for our class, I say um, 12th, 12th class, a btech class, then it will be known as the instance class. That's similar as the another words name actual of another name of the objects and actual objects. If classes are an abstract representation of class, an instance is an concrete representation. An instance is a concrete representation of the class. Are you understanding? An instance is a concrete representation of class. Okay. Next, what is library? I am giving some example. In an example, closure to sort the things you might want to do in Java programming. You might to create a class for the user's interface element called button, and that button class have the feature of the button. Means if you want to close any type of if you want to give the some type of features to any of class or button class, then you we have to create the button class, and that button class has the feature of buttons. This is known as instance of class. Okay. Next, what is library? A class library is a set of classes. If one of the more in our library there are the many type of books are combined and put in one place. This is known as the library. Same as a class library is a set of classes. If the many ones, twos, and thirds are assembled in one place is known as library. That place will be known as library. All particular classes are stored in one place is known as library. A class library is a set of classes. Okay. Next, what is instance variable? What is instance variable? An instance variable defines the attribute of an object. The class defines the kind of attribute, and each instance store its own value for the attribute. For that attribute. In instant, you know that what is variable. Every variable have its own value for that attribute. That is known as instance variable. Okay. You can understand it by reading. Next 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 is a inheritance interface and packages. We will understand in inheritance. What is inheritance? Inheritance is one of the most crucial concepts of in object oriented programming language. Okay. It is one of the most crucial concept in object oriented programming language, and it has a very direct effect on how you design and write your Java classes. it is basically means when we are writing a class, we have to specify how that class is defined, how that class is different that from some other classes. In our Java programming, we create some classes and we have to define that class, the function of that class, separately different. We must have no knowledge about that class, what is the meaning for that class. It is known as inheritance. Okay, up in inheritance, if we know about the hierarchy of class, then we will see that there is a class, B class, and subclasses of D, B, C, and E. Then here are A is a superclass, A is a superclass, and B is a subset class, subclass. B is a subclass of A. B is a subclass of A. Then now here we see that D is a subclass for B class, and B is a superclass for D class. Okay, you understand? You can understand that B is a superclass for D and C and E. Okay, and these are the subclasses of B, and B is a subclass of A. Okay, thank you.